we are still solving by elimination, and we are now on level 3. Okay, now the only way that level 3 is different from level 2 is, see how here we multiplied one equation? This time our step 1 is multiply both equations. Okay, and again we're trying to create opposite coefficients. Okay, so just a reminder, opposite coefficients are numbers like this: 5 and negative 5, 3 and negative 3, negative 10 and 10, right? Now, some people find level 3 easier than level 2 because it's kind of, you can kind of like do the same thing each time. Right here, like in level 2, we really had to think about what would be best here, and I had some choices, so that was a little tricky. Level 3, some people find a little bit easier. So stick with me. Let's do a couple examples. Okay, so here's my system. And what I noticed, the reason this is not level 2 anymore, is there's like, here's a positive 3, right? I'm not going to multiply this by a decimal to get negative 3. It wouldn't be wrong. I actually could do it, right? But it's just like, I don't know, we try to stick with whole numbers. So there's nothing I can multiply 2 by to get negative 3, right? And the same thing, there's nothing I can multiply 3 by to get negative 2. And same deal with 4 and 5. Like I can't, right? Like over here, for example, in our second equation here, I could have multiplied 2 times negative 2, and then I would have gotten negative 4. That would have been great. But that's not true in this new system. So watch what I'm going to do. And again, I have a choice here, okay? So let me explain both choices, and then I'm just going to choose one and show you. At this point, if you notice, there's not like an easy way to eliminate this, you can just choose. I'm either going to eliminate x or I'm going to eliminate y. And what you're looking for is you're looking for small numbers, and you're looking for, so like I noticed x has pretty small numbers, so I could use x. But I also appreciate, see how this y is already positive and this y is already negative? I also like that. So I have two kind of tempting choices here. Let me show you the two choices. So option number 1 is I could say, okay, I'm going to eliminate these x's. How am I going to do that? Well, 3 times 2 is 6. I'm going to make this into a positive 6 and this into a negative 6. Or you could do the other way, right? You can make this into a negative 6 and a positive 6. It doesn't matter. So option 1 is I could say, okay, I'm going to multiply this. Okay, don't write anything yet. I'm going to multiply this times 2. That's going to make this positive 6. And I'm going to multiply this by negative 3. And that's going to make this negative 6, right? So I multiplied these two together and said, okay, I want this to be 6. And then I need one to be positive and one to be negative, right? Because I still need those opposite coefficients. So 2 times 3 is 6. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. So that's one option. Okay. Now the other option is I could say 4 times 5 is 20. I could say, okay, I'm going to make this positive 20. So how do I make that positive 20? 4 times what is positive 20? Oh, 4 times 5. That's going to be positive 20. And then this is going to be negative 20. Well, it's already negative, so I just need to multiply it times 4 and get negative 20. Okay, this option would work too. So I'm going to just take my first option, kind of show it to you. Okay, so here I've decided I'm going to make this into a positive 6. And I'm going to make this down here into a negative 6. So I'm multiplying both equations now. So first I'm going to distribute here. 2 times 3 is 6x. 2 times 4 is 8y. 2 times 6 is 12. Now I'm distributing down here. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6x. Negative times negative is positive. 3 times 5 is 15y. And negative times negative is positive. 3 times 19 is 57. Okay, now look what I have. The moment I've been waiting for, right? These opposite coefficients. So 6 minus 6, that's 0. That's where it cancels. Now notice I end up with some big numbers here sometimes on level 3 because I had to multiply, right? That's okay. 8 plus 15 is 23. 12 plus 57 is 69. And now I have 23 times y, so I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to divide. I get y equals 3. Okay, now Same deal, I'm going to go back and plug in to find my other value, right? And I'll just use this top equation. So 3x plus 4y equals 6. And now I'm solving for x. Okay, so here's my answer. -2, 3. And let's just double check real quick in the other equation. So I just used this top equation. I'm just going to double check it here. So that's 2x minus 5y equals -19. -4 minus 15 equals -19. Yep, it does. All right, cool. Let's do one more example and I'll let you do your last round of practice problems here. So here's my next system. 2x plus 6y equals 4. 3x minus 7y equals 6. Okay. Again, like 2 times something doesn't equal 3, 6 times something doesn't equal 7, right? And remember, I have two choices. I can choose to eliminate the x's. I can choose to eliminate the y's. And again, I've given you a kind of a similar situation here, right? Which is that these x's are nice small numbers. And the x and the y, they're already opposite signs. Now up here, I chose to eliminate the x's. Down here, I'm going to just choose to eliminate the y's, just so you can kind of see both of them. Sorry. Okay, so why am I choosing to eliminate the y's? Well, because this one's already positive and this one's already negative, so that's kind of nice. So because, why is that nice? Because look, I'm going to multiply this one. Look, 6 times 7 is 42. So I want this to be positive 42 and negative 42. Okay, so in order to make this positive 42, I'm multiplying it by 7. In order to make this negative 42, I'm multiplying it by 6. And notice I didn't have to multiply by negatives here, so that was kind of nice. Okay, and yeah, I'm going to end up with some bigger numbers, but it's okay. Use a calculator if you need to. Let's distribute. 7 times 2 is 14. 7 times 6 is 42. 7 times 4 is 28. 6 times 3, okay, is 18. 6 times negative 7 is negative 42. 6 times 6 is 36. Okay, here's where we get the canceling, right? 42 minus 42. 14 plus 18 is 32. And 28 plus 36 is 64. I'm going to divide by 32 on both sides. I get x equals 2. Let's plug back in. I'm going to just use this first equation. So 2x plus 6y equals 4. And when I divide by 6, I get y equals 0. So I think my answer is 2, 0. Let's just double check in the other equation. So 3x minus 7, y equals 6. So this becomes 6, that's 0. 6 equals 6, looks good, right? This is just 0. Oh, sorry. I just plugged in, right? 3x minus 7y equals 6. Plugged into that. And then 7 times 0, 6 equals 6. Looks good.